about
Very informal. Hello, welcome to Adventurers Wanted. The second hour of the fourth day, which is hour 14. Maths, is that right?
Yeah.
Good, lovely. Hello. We are playing Adventurers Wanted Rebellion. My name is Chris. I'll be your dungeon master for the next hour. Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us. We are running an interactive live play D&D game. We are currently 14 hours into an adventure, so you're coming in right in the middle of the story, but I'll make sure you're up to date. If you're not sure of anything or want to know what's going on in a bit more detail, just shout out. Totally fine. We are a relaxed performance. There is a relaxed attitude to sound and movement in the audience. This is for the benefit of anyone who would have difficulty being still or silent for the hour. The lighting will stay just like this, and there'll be some background music, but there'll be no loud, sudden noises. If you need to take a break for any reason, you can head out through that door and come back in any time during the hour. And if you need anything during the show, Nemo over there is our stage manager. Give us a wave. There we go. And they'll be able to help you with anything. Give them a wave or catch their eye. It's totally fine. Right. We're playing Dungeons & Dragons. What does that mean? If the uninitiated, the four people to my left and right are playing characters in a universe that we are building together. And I play everyone else and everything else and the weather and all sorts of other stuff. And we'll be collaboratively telling you the next chapter in our story. Before we go too far into that, I'm going to ask the players to my left and right to introduce themselves. Tell us a little bit about who they are, who their character is, and what pronouns they prefer, please.
Hi, my name is Oz, and I'm going to be playing Shelby, the turtle bard. He is a sort of old turtle person, so about his size, but imagine with a giant backpack. He is a terrible singer and is known for his terrible fortune-telling. So, yes.
I wouldn't say terrible fortune-telling. It was really nice.
Well, he's known for his fortune-telling of some variety.
Lovely. And it's a he, him.
He is a he, yes.
Thank you.
I'm James, and I'm playing Gregor Bloodgrip, who is a dwarf barbarian.
I like it.
Totem of the bear. So he's got a lot of bear imagery tattooed onto his skin, like a blue sort of face paint of a bear paw.
Lovely.
And yeah, he were freed from a mine a few days ago, and he's one of the people who wants to go and take it to the cult who enslaved him. He likes mining, but there's a limit. And 5 years without a break or a union, or even a postcard from his family.
Oh, postcards! Yeah. Postcards has been a recurring theme for some reason or another.
And he is he/him.
Thank you.
My name is Catherine. I'm a poet and performer, and I'm playing Dottie Halffire, who is a dragonborn. Imagine like a Molly Weasley type character, but if Molly Weasley one day became a dragon and didn't realise she had become a dragon, and liked baking scones and running a tavern and generally being lovely to everyone.
And it's she, her, right? She, her, right?
Oh yeah, she, her.
Thank you very much.
My name's Ruth. I'm playing a human sorcerer called Eric, who's very tall and has white blonde hair.
A bit shorter than mine, apparently, but yeah, white blonde.
Yeah.
Lovely. Excellent. And it's a he, him as well.
He, him.
Lovely. Where you've joined us in the story. We are currently in the middle of an avalanche because, you've walked into a literal cliffhanger. The party were making their way to a group of sorcerers who live on the side of a mountain. They want the sorcerers' aid in their rebellion against a cult that have taken over their world about 5 years ago. They've started this rebellion in their hometown of Holmwood. They have managed to get some allies in dwarves, like Gregor over here, and some elves as well. And now they are trying to get the same from these sorcerers that live in the mountains. However, while crossing a glacier, they have managed to cause a small avalanche while a very large, angry, centipede-like creature that lives in the ice has unearthed the ice around them and caused a certain amount of collapse, which is now being dealt with. Nemo, can I have some terrifying "We're in an avalanche" music, please?
Very specific.
Very specific, that one, yeah. Niche is what I call it. Yes, very good. Niche.
Wow.
Oh!
It's a good news.
Okay, right.
I wasn't.
Gregor.
Aye.
When the others went up to the mountain to go and find the sorcerers, you were not there. Having a kid, I presume? Something similar?
I was lying in. And then I was rudely awoken by my clan chief. I can't remember her name. Roldrin. Aye. And she sort of just kicked me awake and said that I had to go and they didn't have a dwarf with them, and you can always rely on a dwarf when it comes to mountains and such. So,
Well, I hope so.
double timed it up the mountain to find a scene of horror, a giant centipede, and a halfling hanging off a giant turtle man.
Well, you say that, but you're currently on the edge of said glacier, watching the middle bit of it slowly start to collapse in on itself, like it's slowly about to fall in. You've been running up this path after them, but now you're currently on the outside of the glacier, watching a bit of it cave in. You can assume quite fairly that your party are probably where the cave in is, because trouble seems to follow them round. What would you like to do?
You're right.
What? Yes, we're perfectly fine. This is what we do every day. Just, we're in dire danger.
You could very easily run into the glacier. Glaciers aren't flat across the top, they tend to be pockmarked because water runs through them. And you could very easily run into the glacier and try and help them.
Tell you what, I probably shouldn't I? Since they seem like they're about to die.
Roll an athletics check for him. There's a 20-sided dice he's rolling. 1's are very bad, 20's are very good. And he adds numbers on the sheet.
If I were to rage beforehand, just sort of go, would I have advantage?
Yes, you would, but to maintain your rage, you have to either be attacking something or take damage. You could punch yourself in the head as you go.
I could do that, couldn't I? But if I fail the first time, I've lost a die. If I fail the first time, I'll go into a rage and try again. Okay. I fail critically.
You rolled a 1. Oh, a 1.
So I go, oh no, that's slippy.
Yeah, well, okay. You say, oh no, that's slippy, and suddenly start just falling and sliding into this warren of tunnels inside the glacier. You are now sliding through said glacier on your back, just hoping you arrive at your friends in time to save the day.
I usually do.
Good stuff.
Is this the help you're providing?
You can't see.
That's Space Jill.
In the meantime, the three of you, plus your halfling friend who is here in the last hour and isn't playing for this hour, are in this bowl of ice on the inside of the glacier that is slowly snapping and breaking free, and the floor is breaking away. You are currently trying to hold on, trying to make sure that you are kept steady in this as the glacier slowly starts to collapse in on itself. You are also currently being ringed by this strange centipede creature that is, seems to have taken a bit of anger to you for disturbing its home. Hope Dr. you were going to do something at the end of last hour.
Yeah, so I have a spell that I can cast where if I touch... Oh no.
Why not?
Because it has to be a beast that is friendly to me. I don't think this is a beast that is friendly.
Maybe this is going to give us a hug.
With its jaws.
You're welcome to try.
Yeah, I'm going to try. So I'm going to touch this centipede.
Reach out and touch it.
Yeah, and then I'll have
Okay. As you step forward, the ground under you cracking, and this effect of the ground cracking and there being this ravine forming that the halfling tied to you has fallen into. As you step to the creature, you realise as you reach towards it, its skin is burning hot. It will hurt you to touch it. But if you want to cast that spell, you have to do it. You're going to do it.
Yeah. Why does it live in a glacier if its skin's burning hot?
That's how it manages to live in a glacier.
Okay.
As you reach out to touch it, your skin blisters as you touch the chitinous arm around the outside of it and grip hold and cast your spell on it. You take 3 points of fire damage.
Can I at this point cast Ray of Frost on her? Because I have
Yes.
a spell that shoots a beam of cold energy, which might stop her burns.
What I would allow you to do is do it on her hand after the fact, not just try and freeze another bit of her. You're very welcome to use it on her hand after to try and mitigate that. It's absolutely fine. As you grab hold of it, you cast your spell, which is a said spell. Right. As you reach out and grab it, in its head you hear a voice. You've managed to telepathically communicate with this creature.
Yes.
It is... I'm not going to do a voice for it because it sounds like an insect. It is panicked. It doesn't want to fall down the glacier. It knows it stayed too long in one place, and that often causes this problem. It didn't like intruders in its home, which it thinks you are, but it doesn't feel particularly aggressive towards you. What it's currently doing is trying to get away.
Hello. I I'd like to clarify that we're not trying to hurt you and we don't want to destroy your home. We are also afraid, so if we work together, we can maybe come to a solution that benefits the majority.
It has an intelligence of 3. Can you simplify that for it?
We friend, not hurt. Be okay. Help us.
Right. Okay. Cool. It is confused. It doesn't quite know what's going on. No one's ever spoken in its head before. It finds that very odd indeed. But at the moment, it's not doing anything. So it's not attacking you. It's not doing anything wrong. It is literally just standing there, and slowly melting into the ice that's collapsing all around, and not quite sure what to make of this situation. Shelby, you have a halfling hanging off a rope, falling down this ravine that is slowly cracking beneath your feet and is only getting wider. Simon, the human who was guiding you along with Eric, is standing behind yours, holding the rope. What should we do?
Both of us just run the other way and trying to get out of this big bowl thing. Go, take the halfling. Go.
Okay. Can you roll a athletics check with advantage, please? That's rolling it twice and taking the high end of it.
16.
16. You manage to pull Reed, the halfling, out, get him onto your back, and then you and Simon are now making a break for the far side of this bowl, running around the Remoras, it's called. Running around the Remoras to try and reach safety. Okay. However, the ground around it is starting to get a bit wet because it is very, very hot, and it's slowly starting to sink its way into this mess.
Can I just ask, this damage to what we're standing on,
Yes.
You mentioned the word ravine. Is this like one big crack, or
Yes.
is this lots of little...
Lots of little cracks, but there is a central hole. If you imagine there's a central crack forming, but it is spreading out like spidery ice
Because-
cracks from the side.
I happen to notice I do have a spell of mending to
You do.
repair a single break or tear in an object I
Do?
touch.
That's right. It takes a minute.
So could I try to...
You can
cast
absolutely
that spell
try.
on this
Of course you
big
can.
main section?
Could you roll a 20-sided dice for me and add, you're a sorcerer, your charisma modifier to it, please? 20. Eric, you're from here. You trained at this school. You know about this. And you very carefully lean down. And as you do, you place your hand on the ice. And you start forming ice in return and try and slow this crack down. You also know exactly where to reach it. You know that if you start at the base of where the crack is widening, you'll be able to slow this process down. And over the course of the next minute, you are halting the crack. You are stopping this from getting any worse than it already is. But the creature is still hot and is still going to cause a problem in the long run. But you have, for now, stopped a lot of the problems with this place caving in. Very well done. As that happens, there is a girlish shriek there? No. Big manly roar?
You girlish shriek.
Girlish shriek? Lovely, thank you.
He's never been on ice before.
Is he not? With a shriek, the dwarf comes barreling down, just bouncing head over heels, sliding on ice, and with an almighty shriek, flies into this cavern and poof, lands face first in the ice next to all of you, taking 12 points of damage. I'm sorry.
gosh.
Rolled max damage.
I rolled
for
max
that,
damage on that. I'm very
and
sorry.
I wasn't even raging.
No, I'm sorry. No, you weren't. You rolled a 1. What would you like to do? You've landed in the group of all of these people. There is a very large, horrible-looking beastie right there that doesn't look particularly friendly. The Dragonborn has a hand on it, and that could give you pause. In the meantime, the Turtle and the human are running towards the exit on the far side, and the sorcerer appears to be casting a spell and holding it together.
I was going to say, he's already got the paws on his face, the tattoo.
Yeah, he does.
I'll let you die first. As I draw my my axes,
Yes.
two hand axes.
Yes.
Sort of. I remember you. I think
You've seen him around town. He's one of the dwarves.
tea lady, right? You've made those scones for us. They were very tasty. What are we doing here? Are we killing this thing?
The secret ingredient is rosemary.
I thought it was love.
I don't keep my love for secret.
I'll take heartbreak then. Are we killing this thing then? What's going on?
No, please don't.
Oh,
But
right.
He's rather startled. This is his home, and it's melting, and we don't want to upset him. He's a bit. He's a bit worried.
You're still taking fire damage from this, and you take another 3 points as you're holding on to it. But you don't have to keep holding on. The bond's established.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my hand off, please.
you want to cast that ray of frost while you're mending? I'll allow that. So you frost over the hands. Yeah. And you manage to sort some of the burning out with that as the spirit is. Right, are you still running for the exit?
I'm trying, because you described it as a bowl, I think I need to clamber up the edge.
You do need to clamber up the edge, roll an athletics check.
Come on, Simon.
Can I run and give him a hand?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's get out of here.
You can all go with assistance, that's fine.
Do I get advantage for that? How does it work?
Yeah, roll again. No better.
14 total.
14 total. You are making your way up the side. Gregor is joining you. You're also going up. Would you want to finish mending the crack, or do you want to go with your friends?
Finish mending the crack.
You'll finish mending the crack. Okay. So it's just you and the Remoras left in the centre here. You can't communicate with it at all. However, what you're getting through the beast bond is a sense of relief that you're leaving because it's not quite sure what you guys are all about, but also that there's still an intruder in its home.
I have a message.
Yes.
Spell.
Trying to mend your home.
A message spell, yes?
Yeah. Can I cast that spell?
Who do you want to message?
The creature.
The creature doesn't speak common.
Am I still telepathically linked?
Yes, you are.
I'm just like,
Trying to help. Trying to help. We'll be out your hair.
Hang on.
I don't know if you have hair, but we'll be out of it.
It's starting to understand that what you are doing is trying to stop the avalanche from getting worse, or even beginning fully, frankly. And it's not attacking you. It also realizes that it's making your job harder by melting the ice around you, so it backs off, gives you a bit of space, and just watching you rather intently at the moment. You get a sense from it as it blows steam out of its, well, it's an insect, but it has sort of nostrils and stuff things here. It's not 100% okay with you, but it's also not that angry. At this point, it's somewhere in the middle. But you seem to be doing something to help it, so it is, at this point, not lashing out in any way. However, the rest of you are slowly making your way to the other side of this bowl, where there is a crack in the ice that continues on through the glacier. If you'd like to.
Eric, don't... Are you okay? You can be okay. We'll wait for you at the other side.
Okay. I think it's important that we shore up the. But I will be with you shortly.
Excellent.
I'm fine, thanks for asking. I've just fallen through a ceiling. That's great.
Well, this is kind
Half
of your
my
thing.
face is up there still.
Is it the half with the paw or the half without the
It's
paw?
It's the half without.
Oh, scar on one side, paw on the other. Excellent.
I can give you a bit of help as we continue, if you'd like. I could give you a bit of inspiration. Just as I'm running along, I pull out the guitar from behind me.
Yes.
Ah,
And I very quickly sing.
While climbing a mountain.
You're a strange dwarf. Please don't die. Thank you.
I'll try not to, I guess.
Cool. The four of you with Simon are making your way out. You are alone with this creature in its home. Your mending spell is working. You are stopping this collapse from happening. Is there anything you'd like to do with, for the creature before you go? As you complete what you're doing, it's still not 100% about you. It's not going to attack you, but it is just like it's pacing around the edge of this area, just watching you rather intently. You can't tell if it's going to attack you or not, but you have now, with your mending spell, slowly frozen up where the crack was starting to form, and it all appears to be a lot more stable.
Might be time to leave. So I'm going to follow the others.
As you follow, if you imagine the width of this chamber, you're going in that direction. It's matching where you're going. Just keeping an eye on you.
Okay. I'm going to keep an eye on it and maybe speed up a little bit to try and get to the others.
As you get to where the others are, make an athletics check for me. Top of your skills. A D. 13. You're scrambling and clambering up the side, and the creature has sort of come alongside you. It's not attacking you, it's just watching you rather intently as you make your way up the side and into it. And you're not quite sure. You can't communicate with it at all, but it looks like it wants something.
can I do an insight check? on that,
Absolutely,
something
please
like
do.
that?
5. You can't read it. It's just watching you. You can easily leave without doing anything to it, but you get the sense it wants something. You might not be getting quite what it wants. If you want to go, you can just go.
It'd be a bit mean if I can help it.
Can I still hear its thoughts?
You're out of range of it now.
Maybe it wants French.
It's so close to you now. You see how hot it is, and you see that its heat is melting the ice around it a little, and that it is definitely a creature in a space that it can inhabit, but struggles a little because of the temperature differences.
Okay, so maybe I should cast Ray of Frost to cool it down.
You reach out towards its face. It doesn't move. As you do, you get the frost rays you can cast glowing in your fingers, and almost run it across its face, across its head, almost like you're running across its brow. And there's a very definite sigh as some of the heat around its brow starts to fade a little bit, some of the cold starts to get through. And then it turns and starts burrowing into the ice.
I had a fever. It got to 6 centimeters.
You can easily go out and join your friends.
Okay.
Let's have some more sort of general exploring the glacier music, please, Nemo. Thank you. So, you're about halfway through the glacier. You've made your way across. You're still climbing through this rather difficult terrain.
Do either of you deal with these centipede things a lot? Is that a normal thing?
First time I've ever seen one.
Do you train them? Do you give them as pets or anything?
No, I've not come across one before. I mean,
I think they're quite rare.
Okay.
I did know about the miniature ice badgers that you sometimes see in these parts, but no, I've never come across one of those before.
Maybe we can enlist its services in the case of a giant fight.
Oh, maybe we did help it very much. Are you able to send it a postcard?
I think we should maybe let him rest. He seemed a bit peaky.
Oh, I see. Yes.
You know, maybe he didn't really like us in his home. Maybe leave it for a bit. We can revisit this at a later date.
As you continue your way through the glacier, just to recreate the image a little bit from last time, glaciers tend to be quite pockmarked with water has flows through them because they are a slow melting river, basically. And you often get these very cold washed, icy, very smooth caverns you can walk through in glaciers, and light comes through the ice. You get this very lovely blue tint through the ice as you go. Even small rainbow effects as you pass your way through. It's actually quite picturesque. And you don't hear any other noises or anything in here. You're just walking your way. There are occasional stone markers that are being placed every few weeks as the tunnels change, marking your way towards.
Might I try and, as we walk, just sort of sketch on a spare bit of parchment or carve a bit of wood, just so I can, send it to someone. wish you were here in this beautiful landscape. It seems like
Roll a sleight of hand check to write a postcard.
What are you doing over there?
Oh, I'm just sketching. 16.
16. It's a passable sketch of this area that you're in.
That's a lovely image. If only our previously enslaved town had the system for which, the structure for which we could have an integrated postal system.
I think this is a marketable business.
I do too, Simon, leader of said town. What do you think about?
All right, look, it's going in the notes. It'll be in the next AGM. Postal service.
It would be very useful.
I mean, there's a cult trying to murder us, but I'm sure getting post around is way more important.
Well, not everyone can cast message and psychically speak to each other.
That's only 120 feet, isn't it?
Sensing.
A system of communication for which, wishing well to fellow humans. And
If this is what we're all about, then I'm very happy to make that part of our next
Wonderful.
AGM.
And I mean, he has put this message on a piece of card that they will get post him creating it. So it seems like some sort of postcard, perhaps.
I like that word.
Yes.
I think that's a good phrase to use for this particular thing that we have created within this universe.
I hate you all. Cool.
He's gonna
It's
get his
worth
own back.
dedicating precious time out of this adventure to save people's lives, to setting up the infrastructure of a postal system.
Well, you just get the children or something to do it. Those who don't have bigger jobs.
No, please continue. I'm probably fine.
Next step, hospitals.
Right.
Post one day, the next.
Guys, while I think improved communications is a wonderful thing. I would like to remind you that we are on our way to this school to visit the sorcerers.
As you idly chat while walking through the beautiful glacier, the path continues and starts to come out of this glacier structure, and you are now on the far side of it. On the far side of said glacier, you come out, and the small rise in the land leads to what looks like the very peak of a mountain. It would take a couple hundred feet up, but built into the side of the mountain is a beautiful stone building. It has some slight Asian qualities to it. There's a sort of wingtips to the sides, but everything is made of stone.
I like it.
It's
Stone.
dwarves like stone. It is built directly into the side of the mountain. Can everyone roll a perception check for me, please?
20.
No.
No.
Just no.
18.
18.
Lovely. Well, the three of you, and Gregor, I'm guessing you're...
I rolled a 4.
You're paying attention to the stone.
I'm admiring the
actually,
beauty of the tipped
I rolled a
stonework.
21. Take it back.
That's some very shapely stone.
Should we?
Are you rubbing your legs?
Shapely stones. Is it
That's
shapely
stone.
stones, is it?
I've
Is
not-
shapely stones another
I've
theme?
not seen stone in a long time.
Should we leave you to have a moment? Wait, you were in a mine.
I've not seen.
All stone.
I've not seen buildings of this magnitude.
That
I
is
think
very
we should
fair.
leave you to have a moment with your building.
Could you? I'd appreciate it.
As you continue forward, you look above you, and the cliff face behind this building that seems to go up to it becomes the very peak of this mountain. You can see what look like stairs built into the side. Almost as if
Stairs.
yeah,
Oh, so
Land
there are.
stairs.
Those are made of stone too.
they are. Yeah, they're dug right into the stone.
Do you
There
want
are-
to touch them? Are they too sacrosanct for that?
No, they're just stairs. It's all swings and roundabouts in it.
Well, I thought it was stairs.
Suppose it is.
The beautiful, ornate stone front doors of this place are right in front of you. What would you like to do?
I'd like to
go.
admire.
Eric, this is your old school. You know how this operates. There is a bell pull on the side. It's made of chain that you can pull on to ring a bell.
Well, yep, we'll march up to the front door and ring the bell then.
Okay. As you pull the bell cord, there is a very faint cracking noise, which you know full well is the ice around the bell breaking away, which happens every time. And as you pull it, there's a faint crack and then a very low, sonorous bong. It's one of those lovely, deep noises which signifies a very wide, very round bell, so it echoes for a very long time and is very, very sonorous and pleasant. At that, the door in front of you, which is a good 30 feet wide and made entirely of stone, it's huge. You hear a noise as if the door's about to open, and it's gigantic, so you maybe all step back a little bit to take it in, at which point a tiny, but 5 by 10 foot door in front of it opens up, and a face pokes out, and it's just a humanoid, not one of your classmates, I'm afraid. It's just a normal-looking human with brown hair who just looks out at you. It's got a shaved, what's it called, an undercut in one side. Can I help you?
Who made your doors?
I don't know. Hello. You're not
Hello.
cultists.
No, we're not.
Okay.
We're not door salesmen either.
Okay. We wouldn't need one. We have a big one.
It's lovely.
Okay.
This is entire character. This is what you paid for.
Well, if you're not cultists, please come in. And he opens the door, steps inside, and you're all welcome to enter.
I mean, please lead the way. I mean, you know what we're doing here. Do we have to wash our hands or anything like that?
No, we just
We'll get
go.
to that, don't worry. As you step in, you note a couple of things instantly. One, next to the door as you step in, because inside is just a small door leading inside this 30 by 30 foot central space. One, it is very smoky in here. Two, there are rows of shoes along the wall where you could easily place yours if you so chose to.
I look down at my feet, which do not. They have the hooves of a turtle.
Hooves.
Or the one, turtles have the things.
Sort of
on-
elephantine things, right?
Yeah. No shoes, but they're covered in mud and snow.
Sure.
My dear friend, do you have a towel?
Yeah, I'm in a similar spot. I've got like dragon feet, so I've got like claws.
He nods politely and okay, if you have shoes, please remove them. If not, please step to the next stage.
I removed my shoes.
How bad are your feet?
They're pretty bad. Okay. It's the same pair of shoes he's been wearing for 5 years well down a mine.
Do you ever take them off?
He never takes them off.
What, not even to sleep?
Like,
Or have a little wash? You need to look after yourself. That's how you get trench foot.
I'm fairly certain these shoes run away when I take them off. That's what happens.
I think we're fair to say a bit of trench foot's probably there, a bit of gout, yeah.
Oh,
How about yourself,
And
Eric?
I take my shoes off too.
But you're far more sartorially elegant, I presume.
Indeed.
Yeah.
take some tea tree oil. Apply this before bed. It should
Oh.
sort you out.
Thanks.
I mean, you have to rub through about 5 years of calluses, so good luck with that.
That's all right. It's what my hand axes are for. You knew what this was. Don't laugh.
God.
As you step forward,
Channeling Ian Marshall today.
very much. As you step forward, you see that there is a trough of pure clear water that runs directly across and through the pathway, and what looks like wizard, sorcerer, monk, you're not quite sure, ahead of you, nods politely at it and steps himself into it. Just steps into it, his feet are bare, and stands there for about 30 seconds, and then steps out and continues forward. Who would like to step in first? Eric?
Yep.
Well, you know what this is, so this scares you less. As you step in, you instantly feel, as you always have when you entered this space, the run of water passes past your feet, but also passes through you. Clears your mind, calms you, and you feel instantly and reminded of how much this is home for you as you step out and continue. Who steps in next?
Shelby is like, it's a very local thing, isn't it? Yeah, he steps in, puts his feet in, and then realizes that sort of, yes, he has hands, but like other turtles, they are very similar to his feet.
Yeah.
So crouches down and puts his hands in them.
Okay. As you step in, again, a similar effect. The water passes past you,
Ooh,
but it also appears to pass through you.
it's a bit tingly.
As it passes through you, unlike with Eric, where this is a sense of home and belonging, what is something about Shelby that is part of his driving spirit or nature? A sense of purpose or a sense of adventure or something similar?
So, ever since he was in the mine when he was a lot younger, he was mocked a lot by the miners, by the slave drivers basically, for his beliefs, for his wish to tell fortunes and to go back to the spirit of his people, and so that has always been something that he wants to get back to. His feeling of the sort of hearth magic of his people.
Lovely. As the water doesn't pass through, but as the feeling passes through you, you get a very strong image of, as with your magic, as with the strings of fate that you move, of a web of fate surrounding you. You get a sense of it all around you, and you start to feel a certain sense of path being laid through it for you, that you are following a path, whatever that path is. But you're definitely starting to find a path you can traverse.
the skein of life. I can feel it. It's a bit tingly. Oh.
And you step through and move on. Dottie.
Hello, Mr. Sorcerer. I mean, not to be vain.
Alf. Hello.
Mr. Alf. Not to be vain, but I would, just before I step in this, is it going to remove...
Some bardic inspiration.
Is it going to remove the nail polish? Because I recently got them done and I can't keep my fingernails.
Where were you living? Were you not living in a mine?
She was.
Nail polish.
I have never known it to remove nail polish.
That's good. I mean, we're getting all sweetie. I just wanted to check because it's nice to have a little luxury.
Mm-hmm. And as you step in, again, same feeling. And what drives Dottie?
The
Community.
Oh.
As it passes through you, you start thinking of all the people you've met over the last 3 or 4 days. And this new community forming around you, and you start seeing your place in it and other people's place in it, and start putting together all of these pieces and start feeling like you are forming a community where perhaps one is desperately needed. A very great sense of doing the right thing.
A single tear.
Drops down my eye.
That is the catchphrase of Adventurers Wanted.
Nice one, man, thank you.
Gregor! Aye.
What drives
So
Gregor?
much dirt is going to fall
Yeah,
off
when
his
you step in,
face.
it just goes green.
He steps in and the water just moves out the way.
I was
no.
I was thinking that. Someone says, just go.
Step over, mate, step over.
No, what drives him? He was obviously enslaved for 5 years.
Yes.
And he didn't quite like that. Yeah, the rest of his people were obviously the dwarves from the
Yes.
mountains we met yesterday, the day before, and they all managed to escape. Not that he has hard feelings about that they left him behind. I'm not bitter at all. No, he sees it more as he has to channel the power of his tribe and his bear and his people, his bear totem,
Yes.
and his people into revenge is too strong a word, but sort of
Justice.
justice
Okay.
for all the people who have, because he has seen in 5 years a lot of weaker individuals fall from the long hours working down the mines. So he's seen a lot of people that he's met just die because they couldn't swing an axe as good as a dwarf, and it's something he always took pride of before. But I think, he views getting back at the cultists.
As the same effect passes through you, the feeling swelling in your chest is pride. Your totem is a proud, honourable beast, and you are a proud, honourable beast too. And yes, there is a sense of justice for what has been done, and that there is a righteousness to your anger and to your fervour. But as it passes through, you also get the opposite sense of that. If you will, the coin flips. And you also see the pride of home, pride of family, pride of respect. And that all passes through you in an instant as you step into the water and out again. Your feet are also completely clean.
I've only got 8 toes. When did that happen?
The mushrooms.
Get back here, you. Oh,
You do know that the water hasn't changed colour or consistency or anything like that at all.
I've got to get some of that. Can I drink some of that? I asked Alf. What would happen theoretically if I were to
the
drink
foot
that?
water. You know, I've been here for about 15 years, and no one has ever tried.
Do you mind if I
think it would be sacrilegious to like the highest degree, but I'm also kind of intrigued. It's up to you.
If he's letting me.
Oh, God.
I think what he's doing is going, go on then, dwarf, see what you got. Like, he's interested.
Do you just slowly like that, or do you just put your face?
yourself.
Is it wide enough to bathe in?
No, it is only about. It is barely 2-3 feet wide. It's barely. It's a channel.
Oh, okay.
You could very easily stick a face in there. You could very easily stick a face in there. Yeah, that's my phrase for the day.
All right. No, I feel that this sense of peace and justice is enough for now. Maybe on the way out.
When you can run.
Yeah.
From the back of the room, there's quite a loud laugh, and a man steps forward from. Again, it's quite smoky in here, so it's very hard to see too far. A man steps forward, and he has the most impressive beard moustache. The moustache goes out quite wide and then thickens into sideburn beard, so it's almost like the beard goes there. And he's uproariously laughing, steps forward and goes, "I've always liked dwarves. Very salt of the earth. You always know what you want to do. I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
But don't stick your face in that. It'll probably kill you."
Wow.
I take that as a challenge. So maybe later. Your
Classic
beard
dwarf.
Your beard is magnificent, by the way.
Yes, it is. And he turns and starts walking. Alf sort of looks at you all and just nods with his head.
He's a lovely fellow. He seems. He hasn't tried to kill us yet, like many other creatures back there. So
He wants you to follow him.
let's go.
You all move behind this man, and Alf takes up the rear. As Alf takes up the rear,
Oh, did Simon go through?
yeah, as Alf takes up the rear, he notices Simon still standing by the doorway. Oh. Yeah, hi.
You coming with us, Simon?
Simon's not looking at you, he's looking at Alf, and Alf steps back over the channel and steps over, and they embrace. They've not seen each other in a very long time. And yes, they are brothers. Two brothers. They stay there, and you get the sense you're probably intruding.
Okay. I'm gonna go and follow
Let's move along.
Mr. Beard.
Following Mr. Beard. Lovely. As you step through the door he stepped through and into the centre of this space, everything is made of stone. You are the happiest you've ever been. Walls, floor, everything. There is a central courtyard.
You'll be okay.
And even though you're barefoot, the ground underneath you feels not hot, but temperate. And as you look up above you, the snow that is constantly forming at this height, there is snow on the roofs. There is no snow in the courtyard. And the space above the courtyard where the air joins, you can see snow falling. And then when it hits about the roof line, it fades to rain and starts to fall as rain.
It's beautiful in here. I know
Thank you
you
very
like
much.
everything in here, so.
You're very kind.
I love what you've done with the place. I think it could use maybe a couple throws of some homemade pottery just to give it that more
Comfort?
homely.
Comfort is for the weak. Ha! And he keeps going. He's a bit odd.
What is your name, fellow?
Turns around, walks up to you. Hello. He gets way too close. Like he has no sense of personal space whatsoever. I am Niels. Hello. Keeps going. It's way back in.
I'll
Niels.
like him.
He's come on, and he's guiding you around this courtyard and into a side room.
An aggressive young man.
He is in his 60s at least.
Everyone's a young man until I am told otherwise. I don't wish to be rude about me.
Very kind. Okay, lovely. As you follow Niels, you step into a room, again, very, very smoky, and there are various gongs and bowls around this room, which he goes into the middle of and sits down, and sort of expectantly looks at all of you and sort of nods down. You're used to him. He's an old ball. He always has been. Talks to the wind too much. You may all sit in front of me if you wish.
Have you got a cushion?
Cushions! No, cushions are for the weak. The stone will strengthen you.
Aye, it will.
I mean, I've been down a man for 5 years. I've had quite a bit of strength.
This sounds like a story. Stories are told best when sat down.
Aye.
Come on, everyone. Let's.
I'm
let's
already.
you to him.
I'm al-
Let's go sit
no
down.
one has seen me sit down, but I am on the floor just. Yes.
Making like
I
a
feel like I
sewing
belong
job.
here. A blanket made of stone. No.
I walk up to a place that's suitable to sit down and just retract my legs and go whoop.
Into your shell?
Yeah.
Lovely. Very nice. Roll a dexterity saving throw to fall over. The shell isn't made for sitting.
Very, very low, like 4.
Dunk. You fall over.
I just continue to lie there. I'm
Right,
fine,
yeah.
yeah.
Look at you. Strange. I like it. Good. So the cult is all gone. They're all dead, yes? You've dealt with it. We can come down again.
We're dealing with it.
I mean, they're not all dead. Then why are you here?
We're setting up a postal service. And we need your help.
What is a postal service?
It's a way to send messages over long distances.
So you cast a spell. Next.
I can't cast many spells.
Then you cannot send messages over long distances. I'm sorry, it's not possible.
We can use.
Or you could learn! Not from me. No, you have to learn from someone else. I'm not good with people who don't already know what they're doing. So, the cult is gone. Is it? It is gone. It is not gone. You have to explain this to
It
me.
is 1% gone. We're dealing with the rest, and
Right.
we need your help.
Oh!
You are you're a very upfront man. So let's lay this out. The cult's still there. We're dealing with it. We've helped the dwarves. We've helped the elves. We've come to you. You can do magic because you're sorcerer people. Now, what can you do for us that we can work together to get rid of these culty bastards?
Do you actually have fingers that you can
Roll
do
a
this?
persuasion check with that, with advantage.
19.
19. Very good. I like you. I like your style. Okay.
I don't like you. I don't like your style. I don't like being this upfront with people, but it seems like the only way we're gonna get anything done. So,
No, I like your honesty. This is good. This is a good communication. This is a good conversation. I am approving of it. We can help you, of course. We would love to. Yes, the cult. Let's get rid of them. This is good. I like this. This is what we want. But we can't leave.
Why not?
The snow, it is ongoing. We summoned an elemental to make sure that the cultists could not come here, and now it is out of control. So we can't do anything.
Of
I
course.
mean, we literally just got here.
Aye.
Ah, interesting. Yes, you did. Yeah.
So surely a cultist. I mean, we're quite a ragtag bunch of misfits. who
Did you
may
have
be-
any struggles coming up the mountain?
Aye.
A couple, but we're still here. None of us died.
No, but it is mostly snow-based. Yeah, you had to fight your way up through snow the whole way through. There was no snow when we first came here. You see, that is all the elemental. It created all this snow. That is why there is a glacier at the front.
But if we managed it, I'm sure a cult that managed to enslave an entire town can probably also manage
An
it.
entire country.
Well, they haven't
Entire
got here.
country, there you
But
go.
they haven't come here.
But they bloody well might.
well, what happens when the glacier disappears? Won't it flood everything away like the elves at the bottom of the mountain?
Possibly, I don't know.
Am I thinking too much about the geographical implications of an elemental?
I'm sure there's an eddy somewhere.
Okay.
So, okay, so no postal service, but they have flood control.
Exactly. That is exactly what I'm saying.
Priorities, right?
Look, if the elemental weren't here, then we would happily help. Come down. Maybe do something similar to the whole country and get things defeating some of the cause. That would be a good idea. We
Well,
should have done that the first time round, really.
Why haven't you dealt with it before?
It's out of control. It's the top of the mountain. It's very dangerous.
Listen, you, not to be rude, but you seem a bit bloody selfish. You need to think of your community. Your other
I have many students.
The wider community, the worldwide community of
No man
racists.
is an island.
Well, maybe this is all a large metaphor for working together in times of difficult times.
Exactly.
Okay.
If we were to take care of this elemental for pushing the plot along, if we were to take care of this elemental for you, would you then come down from on high and help us?
Well, yes, we'd have no reason to stay.
Fantastic.
Should I come with you? I could help.
Well, what can you do? I'm guessing you're magic-y sorcery stuff.
Correct.
Well, I'm
Magic-y
so
sorcerers.
glad that you help when the nice men ask you, but not when the lovely dragon lady asks.
Boom!
I can't help but think this is an overhang of some kind of sorcerer patriarchy.
That was not gendered, but if you feel that way, I deeply apologize.
Let's ruddy go and sort out this elemental.
Right. We will do this. Should I come or should Alf come? Or we could both come. Or one of us. One of us should probably stay here. One will stay here, one will come with you. Who would you prefer?
You said you had many
Probably Alf,
students.
honestly.
Right?
I think Alf wants to be with his brother.
That's true.
I imagine he will also join you.
Perfect. If they die, they can die together on top of a mountain.
I don't think it's... We're not talking about dying yet. We're talking about climbing a mountain, dealing with an elemental. I'm sure it will be absolutely fine, with no repercussions whatsoever.
Someone's got to die.
And with that, we end this hour of Adventurers Wanted. Thank you ever so much for joining us. Thank you. Do feel free to drop back at any point during the festival. The story is ongoing, so there will be a new adventure every hour that is continuing. It is from 10:30 till 2:30 every day here, and you can buy tickets at the box office out the front or at the Ed Fringe website or the Suite website. You can also buy tickets to play, like these two lovely people at my far left and right. They are also available from the box office or the Suite website. If you can't join us in person, that is absolutely fine. We are streaming the whole thing on twitch.tv through the webcam up there. And you can watch it there to your heart's content, whenever you like, maybe while you're working or something. Otherwise, we are live tweeting the entire adventure as well, so you can follow up on that. It's being written like a novelette as it goes along, so you can catch up on the story on Twitter at Adventurers250. Otherwise, we're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and if you liked it, please use those to tell people that you did, so more people can join us in the room. We also have a Patreon page, which allows you to invest in artists. We are bringing role-playing to a wider community by putting on events like this in Edinburgh and in London, and also running open gaming events, so you can sense what we do and why we do it. If that sounds of interest, you check us out on Patreon. Big thank you to our players today, to my left and right. And can everyone pitch something that they are working on, or something at the festival that they've seen that they've liked, maybe?
I don't know that I can do that because my memory's not good enough. But
Okay.
to be honest, I'm a folk singer and
Lovely.
I'm from West Sussex. And if you're ever down that way, I have a YouTube channel and I'm Ruth Rosie. So you can find me on
Perfect.
YouTube or Facebook.
Ruth, we haven't done a West Sussex high five yet. I can't believe we haven't done that yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Lovely.
Me too.
My name is Catherine. I also do a bit of performance poetry, which is a lot better than it actually sounds. I promise it's actually good. I also
Oh, that
sounds
she's
amazing.
great. Shut up.
I know, but the term performance poetry,
Ah,
that has connotations. I promise those are not true.
Okay.
I actually live in Edinburgh as well, so you can catch me throughout the year. The best way to do that, because I'm doing things across the Fringe really, is either to find my Facebook, which is Catherine Wilson Poetry, or find my Twitter, which you can find through these lovely guys' Twitter, which is where I post what I've been up to.
Is that Catharin or Catherine?
Catherine. With a C.
Hi, I'm Oz, and I'm on a journey to help people level up their skills at being a game master, which is what Chris here was doing today. I'll soon be starting to create 5-minute lessons on YouTube as to how to do that, and you can watch my live role-playing games, much like these, on Twitch. You can find me at twitch.tv, youtube.com, or twitter.com with the username OzMills, and I have some cards with me today. My focus is on community building, diversity, and personal improvement.
thanks.
And I work here, but I'm not going to plug that. If you enjoyed today and you fancy getting interested in tabletop games, there's a festival I have flyers for. It's Tabletop Scotland. It's on the 1st and 2nd of September in Perth, which is to the north of here. I'll be DMing an Adventures League table, and Wizard of the Coast are going to be there. So they're the official D&D people. So yes, come along. There's tickets on tabletopscotland.com.
Lovely. Thank you very much, Jess. Brilliant. Well, that's it from us. Thank you ever so much for joining us, and we hope to see you again soon. And we do have a quick turnaround, so get out.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, guys. Bye, Twitch stream. Cheers.